Hello, my DevNation friends from everywhere in the world. Welcome to another Tech Talk. And today we have a guest. Well, not exactly a guest because our guest today is also a host because he hosts every other week DevNation The Show. So today we have the pleasure to have Sebastian Blanc, which is our super funny and super charismatic host, but we will not be playing any games today. It will be all fun regarding Quarkus. So, Sebi, welcome.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's nice for once to be the guest and not only the host.
Okay,
But
and
you
I
got
can
me
see.
from the garden again.
And I think it's the first guest that we have that is presenting from his garden, and I suppose it's super sunny and warm today, right?
Oh yeah, it's 20 degrees Celsius, so that's pretty nice. And I did it last week. One difference this week, I have mosquitoes that are flying around me. So you might see it live, me getting bitten by mosquitoes while I'm live coding.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that Quarkus can help you with that.
No, unfortunately, yeah.
So today we have a very special guest and we have a very special subject. Two of my favorites, like guest and subject, Sebi and Quarkus. And let's start the tech talk. So today, live from Cary, North Carolina, and Nice, France. Welcome to DevNation.
Okay. So welcome everyone. I guess people can see my screen now. Let me just double check. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Edson. I knew it. We are together for a bit less than half hour, and it will be great. I don't have any slides. I don't like slides that much, and it's a tech talk, so you want to see tech stuff. So I will be almost only be live coding, and there's you probably know that I love Quarkus. I really love Quarkus. I try to create a lot of content around Quarkus. And 1 month ago, April the 22nd, there was this announcement on the Quarkus blog. Quarkus 2.0.0 Alpha 1 is released. Wow! And that was crazy because we were all waiting for that. And the funny thing is, that was Alpha 1. The week after, 2 weeks after, it was Alpha 2, and 2 weeks after, Alpha 3. And yesterday, we had Quarkus 2.0.0 CR1. So the first candidate release was released. And that means that we are really close to the final release, okay? And so today, you will see some of the great stuff. Well, in particular, one great feature that has been added, okay, that enhance a lot the developer experience. Because the other features that has been added to Quarkus 2.0.0 is stuff that you won't see, but it's stuff that you will feel. And we can go pretty fast over them, okay? Because they warn you that there won't be any big breaking changes between Quarkus 1 and Quarkus 2, okay? What is changing? Two main things. First of all, Vertex 4 will be used, and remember, Vertex is the core, is the heart, the beating heart of Quarkus, okay? And until now, it was on Vertex 3. Now we move to Vertex 4, including all the awesome improvement that they made for the non-blocking stuff. So that is a huge step. If you want, you can find also a blog post about what is new in Vertex 4. Vertex 4 was released at the end of last year, in December 2020. Okay, some great stuff has been added there, and now it's part of Quarkus 2. Okay, that's first good news. And the second good news is Eclipse microprofile. So you probably know that in Quarkus we use a lot of microprofile specification. Microprofile, that is this set of specification that provides specification for Java in the cloud, like resiliency, scalability, REST client, fault tolerance, health checks. Okay, these are specification where everyone contribute, all the big vendors, IBM, Red Hat, Oracle, and everyone has his own implementation. In Quarkus, we are using the small array implementation, okay? And recently, Microprofile 4 was released with a lot of updates. And just to give you an overview of what microprofile provides, you can see it here, and you will recognize a lot of stuff. Config, that is what we use also in the Quarkus, fault tolerance, to add fault tolerance. Okay, health checks, providing health checks in your application. That's really important to make a good cloud native citizen. Okay, JOT for security, Matrix, Open API, West Client. So these are all updated and some new specification that has been included in Quarkus 2.0. Enough talk. Let's play with Quarkus 2. Okay, so how would I create my Quarkus project? Let me bring the console here. I've created a folder called Tech Talk, okay? And I will be using the Maven Quarkus plugin for that. So I just do Maven IO. And here I'm lazy, so I use my story. But for people, you can do that at home. It will just work. Maven IO.Quarkus, 2. Quarkus Maven plugin 2.0 CR1. Okay, so I was planning to use Alpha 3, and yesterday I saw that CR1 was released. I say, so let's use it. And here I create my project, okay, and here I give my group ID, so org.sabi. There we go. Live Tech Talk. Let's call it this way. Live Tech Talk. It's a snapshot. I just want REST easy extension for now. I want him to generate for me a fake REST endpoint, and there we are. Okay, so I can go into my project. Let me clear and let me open that in Visual Code. There we go. Okay, so let's give it some time to load. The Quarkus extension should be pretty fast because I loaded all the extensions. Should be. Sometimes it happens that I do a new demo and a new version is released and I have to download the whole internet. But look, there we are again. And there I have a Mustico. I got a Mustico that landed on my computer, but I will leave him there. Anyway, we have created a new project here. You can recognize here, nothing has changed. Okay, nothing has changed. It still creates here a REST endpoint for you. Yeah, one thing has changed, and I'm sure Edson will like it as well. They removed here this part, REST easy. In the beginning, it was just hello, and then for some reasons, they added REST easy. It was really long, so they came back to hello here. So we create here an hello REST endpoint, and if I get a get HTTP method, it returns me the string hello. Everyone knows that, but for people who discover Quarkus here, let me show you how it works. Let me run this application in dev mode. I open here a terminal, and there we go. Let me do Maven clean. Yeah, I'm not even Quarkus dev. Okay, so Quarkus dev will build my application, okay, package it and run it and listen to any changes that I would make to this project, okay? And just to show you that it works, let me open another terminal here and let me increase that. Ooh, that's a bit too much. All right, okay, and let me do a curl localhost. Oh, and now I have a cat around me. Hi, cat. Hello. And it returns hello, REST easy. Okay. And the great thing with the dev mode is I can update this string, for instance. Okay. I save that and it will be updated live. Okay. So that is some of the great things that you can do with Quarkus. But with Quarkus 2, we have a new feature when you are in dev mode. And this feature is called continuous testing. Okay, what is continuous testing? Well, while you write your code that you save, you can ask Quarkus to run your unit test. Because remember this, maybe you don't know it, but when you create a new Quarkus project, he also creates for you some tests. So we already have some tests here. We have the test that's testing my hello endpoint on hello, and it's expecting a 200 with hello REST easy. Okay. Oh, by the way, let me update this in my code. Let's put it again here. There we go. And let me go here to my Quarkus console that is running. And look at here, you can see in yellow, I hope you see it, and I'm not covering it, test post, pressed R to resume. Now with Quarkus 2, I can press just R, and there we go. Now you can see that my test has been run. Here, okay, all tests are passing, And that is cool. And let's see what happens if I break the test. So let me change this string here, and that should break the test, okay? Look at this. Live, I got a feedback. He says, okay, I run your test, but it failed. I was expecting hello rest easy, but I got hello. So two things. I can fix here my code, or maybe I can fix my test. Oh, and there I have a cat over me. No, okay. Let's try it with a cat. Can be funny. Okay, live coding with my cat. And here I save my code. Okay, I fixed my test. And now I have my body hello. And again, my test is passing. Cool. Does it work if I add a new test, a new method? Well, probably. Let's try it. Let's add a new method. Let me make that like this. Okay. And here I add a new endpoint. So it will be on a new pass, a subpass on /fr. Okay. And this method will be called bonjour. Okay. And here I did a bad copy paste. That is not a problem. And that will return bonjour. Okay. Bonjour, just bonjour like this. And there we go. Let me close the method. This is awesome. My test is still passing here. You can see it here at the bottom. I got just one test because I didn't write another test. Okay. Let me write a test for this new method here and see what happens. I come over here and now I can, let me make some space here. I can grab this and I create a new test. I do a lot of copy paste because I'm lazy. And I call this test bonjour endpoint. That will listen on /fr, and that should return to me bonjour. Okay. And at the moment that I hit save, let me show you that I should have now 2 tests running. Okay. I got two tests. Oh, there we go. We got 2 tests running. Okay. So now I have continuous testing. Maybe for people in the audience that comes from the front-end world or the Node.js world, you might think, wow, we know that since a long time. But believe it, for us Java developers, that is a revolution for us. It's so awesome. Okay, so I really like the fact that Quarkus 2.0, they not only improved the performances, adding more features in the core, but they also improve the developer experience because Quarkus sparks joy, and that's for real. I'm coding Quarkus every day for demos, presentations, and every time that I run a Quarkus application, I have this satisfying moment, and just keep growing at each release. Anyway, that is the continuous test. The feature should be final for the final release, which is happening in 2 weeks, I think. But anyway, you can at any moment rerun the test. You can see the view results of the test. You can pause it if you want to stop it. Because you have a lot of tests and you don't want to run them, you can just pause them and resume it. You have a lot of other options. At any moment, you can rerun all the tests. You can run only the failed test. Okay, maybe sometimes you just want to run failed test. If you're in test-driven development, that can be a good option. Okay, so that was the first feature that I wanted to show you. I'm drinking some water, and then we continue. And now we'll continue with other extremely cool developer experience stuff that has been added, not in Quarkus 2.0, but in the latest release of Quarkus 1.12, 1.13, and that maybe some people don't know about it, and that will getting improved in Quarkus 2. Okay, the first one is called Dev Services. Okay, which will make it even easier for you to develop. For instance, if you need a persistent layer, let's do that. Okay. I need some extensions for that. So I want to add a persistent layer to my application. Let's do that. And let's do that in a reactive way, because in Quarkus, you can mix imperative style with reactive style. Okay. You are not tied to one or the other. You can mix it together, or you can go fully reactive if you want from the front end, go back to the database, okay? Or you can stay on the imperative style, on the blocking style. Doesn't matter. But let's go here for reactive. I need to add some extensions, and I'm scrubbing myself because mosquitoes are live coding on me, live sucking blood on me. Let me add some extensions. Okay, so what do I need first? Well, I need Hibernate Bash. Okay, so for those who don't know, Hibernate Bash is Hibernate with an extra layer to make it extra easy for you to implement your entities, your finders method, your CRUD methods. Okay, it's really great. So let me add this. Then I want to add something to visualize my object, for instance, JSON B. No, we will keep string, so we don't need that. I need a database driver, okay? And I would like to test Postgres, okay? So let me find Postgres. I have the driver for Postgres. Let me add it, and I don't have any Postgres running on my machine right now, okay? Just keep that in mind. And let's go. Okay, there we go. And that my extension has been added. Cool. I can say always. And now I can create here a new file. Let's call it to do. Yeah, sorry. We always do the to do, but I just want to make the point here. So to do.java, which will be my entity. Okay, it's a class. And here I just annotate it as an entity. And what I can do here is extending this crazy manage entity object that does so much stuff for me, like the ID, the finders, etc. And here, the only thing I need to do is specify the fields that I want to have in my entity. In this case, I just want one field, string title. Okay. And for people who don't know Quarkus, you might think, hey, Sebi, that is a really bad practice what you do here. You are using public, you should make it private and getters and setters. Yes, but I don't really care here, because Quarkus is smart enough. When it will compile, it will change the scope of this variable, and any access, direct access, he will change that to getters and setters. So again, developer experience, I just want to focus on my code. I just want to declare a title. There it is. I got my title. Okay. And now I need to add some configuration. Okay. So let me go here to my resources. And here I will just add one configuration. I look for Hibernate, and the only thing I want to specify is how my schema will be generated, okay, my Hibernate schema. And since I'm in dev mode, I say, well, I want it to be drop and create. Okay, so let's do this now. Let me go back here. Let me stop. Maybe it should even work without restarting. Let's see. I'm going to start my application now. Again, in dev mode, sorry. Command Control U, MVN clean Quarkus dev. There we go. And look what will happen. Remember, I specified that I just added the Postgres JDBC driver. Okay. And let's take a look here in the log file. I see here the small Docker icon, and I see here something creating container image Postgres 13.2. Let me increase that. Whoa. I just want to show you that in the where is that? There it is. Creating container for image Postgres 13.2, starting container. Do you realize what just happened here? I just added an extension, my Postgres JDBC driver. Okay. I created my entity, and I just specified here that I want a drop and create for my database generation. That's all. And when I started my application, Quarkus was smart enough to detect that I want to use a Postgres database, and he say, okay, well, you're in dev mode. Let me start one for you. For this, it's using the awesome project that you probably know, which is called Test Container. So Here it went pretty fast, but if it's the first time that you do that, you will have to download the container, of course, so it can take some time. But here what he did for me is he already saw the Postgres container image, and he just ran it for me, and it's just available for me. And now I can write my test, write my code, and test against a real Postgres database without any trouble. I find that really awesome. And I could have added the MySQL of the MariaDB driver, and then he would have downloaded the MariaDB container. Okay, let me see the time. Cool. And I realized something. I told you that we are going reactive. I didn't do that. Okay, let's switch to reactive. Let me show you how easy that is, because then I want to show you something else. Let me go to my dependencies, and if I search here, I should have here the reactive version of that. Don't we have reactive Hibernate? Usually I do that on this point here, reactive, yeah, reactive Panache. Okay, so here I say I want to use Panache, but in a reactive way. Okay, and my REST, the most important extension here, REST Easy, which expose all my REST points and that implements JUX arrest. I'm using here the old school, let's say it so, and I say, okay, I want to be in non-blocking now. I want to be it reactive. Okay, there we go. And let's take a look here at our tests. Let's take a look at our test. Let's see what happens. Let's run my test. Starting test. No test to run. No test to run. No test to run. Okay, let me stop and start again. Because he should have 2 tests to run. Okay, there we go. Panache entity. Ooh, I think he didn't like the fact that I change. Let me see here. Maybe he didn't like the fact that I changed Panache. Reactive Panache? Yeah. Is this something maybe? No. Okay. Let me do an MVN clean again. Yeah. A demo without demo effect is not a real demo. I'm sure you agree. Let me see this.
Debbie, did you change the import for Panache entity?
No.
It's a different package.
It's a different package?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Panache entity. There's one. Yeah, okay. Oh, this one? Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
This one. Why is he complaining? This one? Oh, because I did import here. Thank you, Edson. Is that correct? Why does he say it's never used? Yeah, it's used. Okay. Oh. If I import twice, that won't work. Okay, thank you. That should work. Let me see. 6 minutes left. Way enough time. And that should be good now. And the funny thing is that I want to show you a failure in the end. I want to show you that the test should fail. Okay, let's start the test. And the test should fail because I turned to REST Easy Reactive, okay? And by default, REST Easy Reactive, let's take a look here. You don't want to return a string. You want to return a reactive construct, like a uni, like a multi, okay? So we can do that, but we can also say, hey, you know what? This method, I want to keep it the old way. I want to make it blocking. And here I just add a blocking. I save it. And now I should have just one. Now I should have just one test failing, but my both tests are running. Okay, that is funny because one test should be failing because this one is not blocking. I don't know what happened here. Anyway, maybe I remove my test. No. Okay. Let me see. But doesn't really matter. We can stick to one. We can stick to one method. Let's do it so because that is confusing. it shouldn't. This one should fail. Okay, let's do it again. I just have one method. This one. So looks like there are some issues still with the continuous testing. Blocking. I save it. There we go. One test failed. One is passing. Oh, it's just out of sync. Looks like he's out of sync. Like it doesn't do a clean. He still have the old code. That's weird for test. That's maybe something I need to report. Okay. Anyway, 4 minutes left. That should be good. Run the test. Starting test. Oh, yeah. No. I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm still running my second test here, which doesn't exist anymore. There we go. So back to one test. Back to one test. I save it. Okay. Hello. Okay. There we go. I did it this morning. And of course it worked. There we go. I run my test, starting test, just one test, and it should be green because it's blocking. Expecting. Okay, so he's not taking into account my rest easy blocking stuff. Blocking? That's the correct one. Blocking. Come on. Why? Oh, now my test is. So I suspect here the continuous testing to have a small issue. Okay, I need to dig into that. I will do that tomorrow, but now my test is passing. Cool. Okay, I have 3 minutes just to show you one thing, one last thing. Let's go to the application itself. Localhost 8080. Okay, that is the landing page of any Quarkus app that you create. And what you have, we have that since a few releases in Quarkus 1. It started in 1.11, I think. We have the DevUI. If you click there, it will load all the extensions that you have loaded, that you have included in your application, and it gives you some information. Arc, so that is the CDI implementation of Quarkus. You can see the number of beans, observers, etc. Config editor, that is great. You can edit your config live. Okay, that is awesome. I can change the name of my application. I didn't know that, but you can update your configuration live. But what I wanted to show you here is Rest Easy Reactive. And you can see your endpoint scores. So you can see if your endpoint scores well or not. And look at here. I get my get hello, which has a score of 66 on 100, which is a bit above the average. Okay, so writer that is good, but execution needs a worker's thread dispatch. Okay, he says you are writing that to the worker thread, and that is blocking. That is not optimal. So I won't give you a 100%. Okay, let's try to fix that, and then I will be done. So first thing, let's remove the blocking. Okay, blocking, and instead of returning a string, let's return a uni. Okay, a uni of the type string, and here I say return a uni create from item, and here I can pass my string as item. Okay, so here I'm returning really that in a reactive style. Let me save that. There we go. My test is passing. Let me come back here. Let me refresh this page. Ta-da! And now I have 100 points on 100. I have the maximum because I'm fully reactive. Okay, but that was just an excuse, an opportunity for me to show you the dev console. Okay, so you can always access it by /q/dev. Okay, and in Quarkus 2, I'm sure this will be expanded with more and more features. You will be able to tweak each of your extensions, and again, that is great news for developer experience. So 3 things to remember, except all the great enhancements like Vertex 4, Microprofile 4, is continuous testing. Okay, dev services, which just run a database for you out of the box, and this dev console where you can score your endpoints. And that's it for me. We are at the top of the hour. I don't know if there are any questions.
All right, Sebi, thank you for this awesome presentation and awesome demos. And I really enjoyed the fact that here we have endpoint scores for STZ Reactive. So we're kind of adding some gamification to this Quarkus development.
Oh yeah, we discussed that. Yeah, we could create some games around that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So I try to answer some questions in the chat, but just in case you want to add your opinion, like a good question here from, and sorry if I can't say your name correctly, but Alexei is asking, and I hope it's Alexei because I can't read Cyrillic. But can REST-easy Reactive be combined with macro profile fault tolerance annotations?
That is a good question. I haven't tried. I think Clément said it's working, but I can. I could try it now, but it would take some time. But there's some things they're probably working on and should.
No, don't worry. I tried that before and it works. So I replied to Alexei, but I just wanted to confirm with you. And Alexei just replied that, yes, I said it correctly. So yeah, my Cyrillic's not that bad.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And what else here? So we also had a question here from Alexei again. Is REST-easy Reactive more or less a replacement for Mutiny, or what is the relationship between them? I kind of explained that it uses Mutiny, but I don't know if you have more information about it.
No, that's exactly. It's not a replacement because it uses REST-easy Reactive use Mutiny, and you could use Mutiny without REST-easy Reactive. For instance, if you have a Kafka stream or another type of application, then you can use only Mutiny, for instance.
And I have a question here, which is, I don't know, what version of Java runtime is required?
Oh yeah, that's I forgot that. Thank you for that, because that is the other big announcement. Starting Quarkus 2.0, GDK 11 will be the minimal version. So if you haven't decided, if you're still on Java 8, maybe it's now the good time to move for real to Java 11 at least. Okay, so that is a big breaking change. Okay, for the people that.
Okay, so yeah, I replied here it was Java 8, but until Quarkus 1 dot something, you can use Java 8, but it seems that for Quarkus 2 you need Java 11.
Exactly.
And a last question here, Jorge is asking, does Dev Services work with reactive drivers or only with JDBC?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't tried Dev Services with. I think it does, because I think this morning when I did my demo, I used the reactive JDBC driver, and it was just working.
Yeah, I think from my experience, I think you tried Postgres. When I'm using MariaDB, I know that it works with the reactive driver as well.
Yeah. And now I realize what I did wrong in the demo. I didn't put the reactive Postgres driver, but yeah.
Okay. And Igor is asking, is it okay to use OpenJ9?
OpenJ9, I think so. If it's a valid, yeah, I think so. Again, it's been a long time. I know I played a bit with OpenJ9 in the beginning with Quarkus, and it was just running. But I don't know if you know that about it. If you know
I don't see why it shouldn't work, but you should try, because if it's Java, doesn't matter which JVM you're using, it should be running the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because G9 does some class extra stuff also, but I think it should just work.
Okay, and let's see if I can pick one last question. Juan Javier is asking, like, Is the restive reactive data deleted on clean, or can it be persisted? Because he's asking for the endpoint hello slash French.
Not sure I got totally the question, but
Yeah, I don't think I understood that well. But because Sebi is using Hibernate in drop and create mode, everything that is on the database, every time you restart, is going to be dropped and created again.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
since you mentioned the Javier, since you mentioned the hello French endpoint, it should be. It shouldn't matter because Sebi was just returning a static string.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
and I
not
think
persisting. I was not persisting anything here for the demo. I
yeah.
didn't have time.
And maybe the errors that we had in continuous testing is that sometimes it works for me because I always have to remember to save all the files. Maybe you forgot to save one of them, the
it could
test
be,
or class,
oh,
something.
the stress from live streaming, and
Yeah.
maybe I forgot something and after a busy day. But yeah, but I think the people get the point of the features that I wanted to show.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that's what we had. We're already in the top of the hour. And just to reply to a last comment, Joseph Pires is asking why I'm not presenting the questions here in the label here, because I have to type them beforehand. I don't have a feature here to present automatically. And since the questions were asked after I started interacting here in the stream, I can't keep typing that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sebi, thank you very much for this amazing presentation. I'm pretty sure everybody's is excited as us with the new Quarkus feature. And I hope that we'll see you next week with the show.
Yes, of course. Next week, same place. I will be the host this time.
All right, then. Thank you very much for staying with us. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.